What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Popcorn and Chaos. This is episode 6. I am your host, Lucas, and we're back. Here we are again, man. I hope you guys have been having fun. I've been having fun. Um, let's talk some movies, man. This is a podcast where we just dive into the chaos of film, and I don't even really review movies. I just kind of pick them apart as I would like in the mindset of when I saw it. I like the nostalgia. I like to go back to when I saw the movie and just try to relive it and share my thoughts. And, you watch a movie so many times and you got stuff to share about it. You wonder if other people out there think the same thing about this movie or this scene in that movie that you do. And so here I am, and I love talking about movies. So, listen or not, I don't care. I'm just gonna still talk about movies. Today, we are doing another movie combat. Last movie combat we did was Liar Liar versus Big Daddy, little comedy duo. We're doing a horror battle today. Couple movies that followed the post Scream era. The movie combat today is going to be between I Know What You Did Last Summer from 1997 and the year after, a little less known, Urban Legend 1998. That is the movie combat today. And at the end, we will tag on my movie of the week as always. So, dude, let's get into it. Let's rock some movie talk. Movie combat, guys. Okay. I Know What You Did Last Summer versus Urban Legend. Why these two movies? Dude, all right. I watched both of them this week in preparation for the episode. Rewatched I Know What You Did Last Summer. I don't know how many times I've seen that movie. Urban Legend, probably not as much, but still always been one of those late 90s slashers that I love. Um, Watching them again this week, I'm like, wow, these movies have way more connectability than I thought before I went into this. I was like, okay, couple post scream slasher flicks. All right, this will be fun. Way more in common than I thought. So why these two movies? First of all, both of them. By the way, spoilers, spoilers. Anybody who hasn't seen I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, don't watch. Bye. So you got I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is a revenge slasher about, from a car accident at the beginning. Same thing is actually true in Urban Legend. It doesn't open the way that I Know What You Did Last Summer is, but they both stem from an accident involving a car, and it's somebody who wants revenge for what happened. In I Know What You Did Last Summer, they even actually, or when they're on the beach in the opening scene after the fireworks show, and Helen wins the Kroger Girl pageant. Um, they're out on the beach, and you're getting to know the teenagers in the movie, and they're actually sitting around the fire telling the stories of urban legends. They even tell the one where the guy's hung from the car and his feet are scratching, which is exactly one of the kills in Urban Legend. So yeah, these movies are actually pretty similar. They're different also a lot. That's why we're doing movie combat. So we're gonna pit these movies against each other right now and see which one comes out on top. Honestly, off the top of my head, I know which one would probably be my favorite, but we're gonna let the categories decide. I've got 7 rounds in this movie combat. Okay, we're gonna go through each one. If by 6 it is tied, I mean we'll do all the categories either way just for fun. But if by 6 it is tied, the seventh round will be the tiebreaker. Round one of movie combat. I Know What You Did Last Summer versus Urban Legend. Let's do it. All right. Round one is going to be opening scene. These are very important in horror movies, especially a 90s slasher. All right. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Let's start there. It's it's completely different than most opening scenes in a slasher. You got the opening kill, like the first victim. Okay, the first victim in this movie, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Spoiler alert, is the killer. So we can like the opening scene of I Know What You Did Last Summer is all about the character development of our four, or the core four. I don't know if you guys have seen. the new Screams. You got the core four, kind of the character development then, and then the suspense and the mystery of, oh my gosh, dude, when I saw this movie, now, I know what you did last summer. I want to say I finally rented it after it probably been on video for 6 months, something like that, maybe longer. I don't really remember, but I it's like, all right, want to be Scream movie. And I'm 8 years old at this time thinking, okay, I want to be Scream movie. So my parents let me rent it, and I watch it, and the opening scene drew me in more than a lot of other slashers. It's not about the, oh, that was a good kill. It's like a the suspense of, did they just hit someone?
If it was a deer, then where is it?
Look, man, maybe it ran off.
I hope so. I hope we didn't kill it.
Fuck that. Let's go.
Oh my god.
No way.
Oh my god. But I thought,
I didn't see it. No, there's no way.
oh my god, this isn't happening.
And the acting that goes into the opening scene, it builds up, and then you find out that Ben Willis is not even really dead. He tries to grab the crown, it goes under, he's still alive. And then we fast forward to a year later. So that opening scene is very different. There's no first actual victim. There's the behind the scenes story of why somebody wants revenge without ruining it. They throw you off with the red herring of David Egan. So well done. Urban legend. This opening scene has its own particular moments that I love. I'm just gonna be real. The actor that played Michelle Mancini, don't think she was quite like perfect. She had when she's singing "Turn Around," and she had her moments, but then some of the acting was just real bad. My favorite thing is the gas station attendant. You've got Brad Dourif, Chucky, playing this stuttering gas station attendant, total red herring, trying to get you to think that, oh no, she's in trouble with this guy. But then you realize he's trying to tell her through his stutters that somebody's in the back seat.
Someone's in the back seat!
Total little throw up. Like it throws you through a loop. Like, wait, what? A little bit down the road, I like the music. Turn around. It's like as the killer's kind of raising up behind her in the back seat, and you're like, turn around. And then boom, axe to the head. We get a nice, good decapitation for the opening scene on that. So, which one wins on opening scene? I am gonna go with I Know What You Did Last Summer. The kill was a little bit better. You got a little more actual gore and like slasher horror movie vibe from Urban Legend. But the way they build up the suspense in the beginning of I Know What You Did Last Summer sets the tone for the whole movie, makes it that much better. I'm giving this round to I Know What You Did Last Summer. All right, round two. We are going to put the main casts against each other. Let's start with I Know What You Did Last Summer. You've got Jennifer Love Hewitt. Now, I don't know about you and when the first time you saw Jennifer Love Hewitt was, but mine was in a movie called House Arrest. She was very young in there. It was probably 5 years or so before. I'd have to look up when it came out. I want to say it was 93 or so. Jennifer Love Hewitt, relevantly unknown, dabbling in the singing career. She's a vocalist, an artist at that time. Yeah, she pops up in a movie called House Arrest. She's probably the most well-known kid actor in it. It's about a bunch of kids that lock their parents in a basement. It is great. We will be doing it on Popcorn and Chaos. It will get its own chaotic breakdown. Love that movie. Stacked adult cast. Jennifer Love Hewitt in that. Um, of course, right after this, she got cast in a Boy Meets World episode, and I'm a big Boy Meets World fan. So you got Jennifer Love Hewitt in this iconic role as Julie. Um, the way she portrays the character. You've got the famous "What are you waiting for?" scene out of this movie. So you got Jennifer Love Hewitt. You've got Freddie Prinze Jr. All right, here we go. Hot take. Freddie Prinze Jr. is the worst actor that ever made the A list that I've known. I'm sorry, I just he can't act. Like every movie he is in, he just has he's so I don't know. It's just a hot take of mine. I don't really care for Freddie Prinze Jr. He was a very big teenage heartthrob in the late 90s, maybe a little into the early 2000s, and then of course gone. But I have no use for his acting. I don't know. There it is. My hot take on Freddie Prinze Jr. You've also got Sarah Michelle Gellar. There's all these three names actresses and actors on this. You got Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, a bunch of three name stars. Um, she is what same year as Buffy starts. I think Buffy released in May. This movie was released a little later in the year, so they might. But yeah, so she's already pretty big. She just got started on Buffy. You got Ryan Phillippe, also kind of completing the cast of the core four of I Know What You Did Last Summer. Not the first time him and Sarah Michelle Gellar have teamed up. Cruel Intentions. Um, so it's actually a pretty solid cast, and they're the only real main four. What's his name plays Max. I know him as David from Roseanne. He's kind of a that guy, you know. And he also we'll get into the kills in a little bit. He gets the first actual kill in I Know What You Did Last Summer. So cast with it's pretty solid with Jennifer Love, Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, Ryan Phillippe, just right there. Um, Not bad, but let's get into urban legend real quick. It kind of is stacked with a pretty good 90s cast going on. All right, so you've got Alicia Witt as the main girl playing Natalie. I'm not familiar with a lot of her other stuff. I know that she was one of the saviors under Negan in The Walking Dead. Big Walking Dead fan here. Um, she only was in one episode, but she was one of the saviors that worked under Negan. Other than that, this is about the only thing I really know her from. She is not bad in it. um I would say Jennifer Love Hewitt is a better main girl. You've got Jared Leto though, which he's a hit or miss in my book. Sometimes it's a big miss, sometimes it's a big hit. Requiem for a Dream, love that movie. I do appreciate Jared Leto, and that's a big name to throw in here. You've got Rebecca Gayheart coming in as Brenda, kind of a that girl, known for me because I've seen her in quite a few things. She's got her little appearance as the sorority girl in Scream 2. Uh, Jawbreaker. She was in quite a few movies. So you got her. You got Tara Reid, which maybe I'll get to her kill scene later. Her screaming and whimpering and crying is so freaking annoying. It's just drives me insane. But it's Tara Reid. I feel like she does better in comedy roles than horror. But hey, she's in the movie, so there she is. One of my favorites. You got Joshua Jackson, Charlie Conway from The Mighty Ducks, which is where I would have known him from first. But you got him in there with bleached hair. He gets an awesome kill too. We'll get to that later. So you got Joshua Jackson. Also, who else? You've got Michael Rosenbaum. What Lex Luthor in Smallville. He's kind of like the comedy relief, like kind of the dick of the movie. He plays the part really well. I think his acting was phenomenal in the movie. And then you've got gothic Daniela Harris, a little thing I read on IMDb about her and doing this movie is she was smoking cigarettes at the time, and her character was a smoker. And she smoked in the room, and at first she was like, "Oh hell yeah, I get to smoke while on the job. It's a dream come true." I guess she sat there for hours trying to film, having to smoke cigarette after cigarette, that she finally got sick of it, and she quit cigarettes after that movie. Little side story that I read. Uh, Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. It's a legend, but I thought it was pretty funny. And then you've got two cameos from two big horror legends. You got Brad Dourif at the beginning, Chucky, as the gas station attendant, and you've got Robert Englund playing Professor Wexler, who is kind of the knowledgeable teach her about urban legends and stuff. So you got Freddy Krueger and Chucky making a cameo in this. It's a pretty solid cast. I think I'm gonna give the cast winner to Urban Legend on this one because yeah, it's pretty good, right? All right, round three. We already pitted the whole main cast against each other. We're gonna pit just the final girls against each other. All right, this is actually a pretty easy win for Jennifer Love Hewitt in my book. She was the better actor than Alicia Witt as Natalie. I do appreciate her in Urban Legend, but Jennifer Love Hewitt killed it as Julie. Um, Even just in like that the first scene of Act Two, I think you can consider it. You know, right after you get the 1 year later and you see Julie again, the way she plays that, like, oh, this year's been rough on me, bags in the eyes, still cute, but looks like death run over and like she's just had it rough. Her performance throughout the entire movie, the character development on her, she's an easy win in my book, man. So Julie versus Natalie, final girls. I gotta give it to Julie. Respect for Alicia Witt as Natalie. She did do good, but the final, like everything over, I don't know. It's Jennifer Love Hewitt. I'm pretty sure most of you get what I'm saying, right? So J Love wins final girl. All right, round four. So we did the final girl, but we got to go exact opposite. This one is killer versus killer. This is a hard one. I really appreciate the mystery of the fisherman, and I know what you did last summer. That's part of its vibe that it gives off. It's impossible to guess the killer. You don't even see the guy at all until he shows up in Act Three, right at the very end. But the mystery building up to him is cool. Now, is he a better killer than Rebecca Gayheart? I told you, spoilers. Yes, Rebecca Gayheart is the killer in Urban Legend. She's the best friend Brenda, which kind of throws you through the loop. So there's that surprise. That's what I like. I like the surprise of Urban Legend. Like, oh shit, it's her. And the mystery suspense of I know what you did last summer. Um, I really enjoy Rebecca Gayheart's performance at the end when you finally figure out she's the killer and she goes from the sweet innocent best friend to oh yeah no she's psycho.
Brenda, please, you need to get help.
I have already tried therapy. Obviously, it did me no good, Natalie.
She's psycho. I think she does it well. Ben Willis in I Know What You Did Last Summer does have a good like lore. He's the fisherman. He did build a bigger killer icon. You actually see him up there with a lot of the iconic killers sometimes. Not all the time, but you see him up there sometimes. You never hear about the what do you call it? I don't even know what you call that urban legend killer. I call her Rebecca Gayheart, or like the snowcoat killer. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? What's that killer? Maybe there's a name for that, and I haven't read it or something. But uh, it's a hard decision for me because we'll get into it on the next category. You know what? All right, I'm going to give killer to Ben Willis. Yes, Ben Willis. It's a more of a mystery with him. I do enjoy that final act in I Know What You Did Last Summer on the boat. So, which I think, yeah, we're actually going to get into that on one of the categories, final scene. That's a big one, you know, that's a big one. But Ben Willis, I Know What You Did Last Summer, wins for the best killer. All right, round five, kills, not killers, the kills. Which one wins the kills? Hot take on I Know What You Did Last Summer. Love the movie, love the story, love the mystery. The kills left a lot to be desired. It's always with a hook every single time, which I get it. That's his weapon. I'd say the best kill would be the cop when he takes the hook and he guts him pretty much, you know, from groin to sternal, as they say in Scream. And he hooks him all the way up where Sarah Michelle Gellar's in the back seat of the cop car. I'd say that was the most creative and best kill, even though it wasn't really creative. Um, in my opinion, with the main cast of I Know it just took forever to finally start killing them off. I mean, you knew they were gonna die, at least a couple of them, at least, and they did. You had Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Phillippe bite the bullet in that, but it just took forever. So You get the opening scene, and then you get the Max kill. You get the red herring kill because oh, it could be Max. This is pretty good. You get the hook right through the bottom of the chin, like up, and he drags him across the thing. It's pretty good. But then you're left with nothing for a while until things start building up. Finally, Brian Phillippe, gets it, and you don't even really see much. It's more of the Sarah Michelle Gellar's reaction of crying. You get her kill, which again you don't really see much. I do enjoy the chase scene with the fisherman and Sarah Michelle Gellar. I thought the chase scene was awesome, and then you get her sister killed in the midst, Elsa. Um, but it just kind of left a lot to be desired, in my opinion. Now you go over to Urban Legend. First kill, you get decapitation through the window. Cool. Joshua Jackson's kill scene, getting hung from the tree and his feet scratching. That whole thing was awesome. My favorite kill was Michael Rosenbaum's kill. It gets the funnel down his throat. First, let's just talk about the sad part. First, he gets his dog microwave. That's just not cool. Rudy was a cool dog. He had his nose pierced. They were letting him chug a beer bong. He was the party dog. And he puts the kill they fry him in a microwave. I don't know if they do that in a horror movie nowadays. You don't kill the animal, bro. Fries the dog in a microwave. Of course, he can't take it, and he just bleh, and he shoves a freaking funnel down his throat. Or she, technically, the killer, shoves a funnel down his throat, puts pop rocks, which is a thing from the beginning, and then just a bunch of toilet chemicals down there. I thought that was the most creative, coolest kill of the movie. Um, Tara Reid gets hacked up with the axe. Her chase scene through the radio station college was just annoying. Her whimpering and crying. It's like, finally, she's gone. Just my opinion. But with that said, I think we're going with Urban Legend for the best kills. Yeah, I'm sorry. They win it in my book. I love the story of the whole. And then you got Danielle Harris getting strangled to death. Yes, definitely more kills and better kills in Urban Legend. You're the winner. All right, round six. Suspense. Which one's got more suspense? Both of them, I'd say, do fairly well on it, on building up of who the killer is and everything. But I Know What You Did Last Summer is built on suspense from the opening scene through, and then I kind of complained about the whole. All right, you get the first kill with Max, and then nothing for a while. You're just waiting forever. Now that helps it. Okay, it doesn't help it on the kill category, but it does help it in the suspense category. He messes with him for a while. You got Barry getting run over. You got Helen getting her hair cut off. You got Julie getting her Max's dead body in the back of her trunk, and he just messes with him through like the entire second act, which builds the suspense, I think, of the lore of like, oh, whoa, what's he planning? Um, Urban Legend does pretty good. Kind of the same thing. It's like, why is he doing this? Why are they basing it on urban legends? Oh, it's because, well, her boyfriend got killed by an urban legend. So that's her motive. That's why she ends up doing it. And it builds the suspense pretty well through. But I think, again, I Know What You Did Last Summer's got a win on that one. That whole movie is suspense from opening till you finally find out who the killer is. And then they even leave it with suspense, not knowing if he's dead or not.
Well, don't worry. The body will turn up. They usually do.
Oh, we'll find the body. We usually do. Eh. Urban Legend also does leave it up kind of that note with the whole Rebecca Gayheart still being alive and at a different college because you never actually see her die. She gets thrown out the window into the river and then she floats off. Not enough to kill her, in my book. So, oof, what do you think? I'm gonna give it to I Know What You Did Last Summer again. Just yeah, built on suspense. All right, final round. Final round, round seven. Final round, final scene is the category. Which one's got the better final scene? I do enjoy Rebecca Gayhart's performance once we find out she's the killer in Urban Legend, and I really enjoy the cop Reese. I've seen her in a lot of other things. She's the campus cop, and she kind of helps out in that final battle. She's got a little bit of that comic relief going on too. I do enjoy her character, but when it all finally started breaking down, and then you got Jared Leto coming in clapping after Rebecca Gayhart's speech of wanting to win him over. I don't know. It just and then she gets shot one time out the window, falls, and then and I know she last summer, she starts to think that it's Ray, that it's Freddie Prinze Jr. She's running away, and then boom, Ray gets clotheslined by some random. Then it turns into the big old boat chasing and stuff. I think this one's going to I Know What You Did Last Summer again. I mean, such a classic, and the sequel was even good. Urban Legend did not. It did go on to spawn a sequel, but none of the main characters, the survivors, returned. No Jared Leto, no Alicia Witt. I can't remember. Loretta Devine may have been in that one. Yep, Loretta Devine as Reese does show up in Urban Legend Final Cut. I did see that one. Don't remember it all. Um, but all right. So as far as the category goes, let's get back to it. I Know What You Did Last Summer takes that one too. That makes the score 5-2. Ah, I thought Urban Legend was honestly going to steal more categories. It didn't. I Know What You Did Last Summer comes out on top as the better movie in my opinion. I like both movies, and I know some of you may think Urban Legend's a better movie. Let me know. Hit me up in the comments. That's it for movie combat, man. So I Know What You Did Last Summer versus Urban Legend. I Know What You Did Last Summer wins. Takes it. All right, it is now time for my movie of the week. Like I say all the time, this could be any movie. It could be one that I've seen a million times that I haven't watched in a while, one that I watched yesterday and wanted to watch again, one that I've never seen that all you people will be mad at me for never seeing. Um, no, this week is one that I've seen before. Last time I did One Battle After Another, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, my favorite actor of all time. So I was like, oh, I want to watch another Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Just any Leonardo DiCaprio movie. No, I kind of want to watch a Scorsese movie too. He's in a lot. I rewatched Gangs of New York from 2002. That movie is just still something else, not because of even Leo's performance or anything, but it's because of the iconic Daniel Day-Lewis as Billy the Butcher. Dude, Daniel Day-Lewis comes out of, a hiatus of acting every like 5 years. He'll go five and he'll do a movie, and like almost every one wins an Oscar, or at least he gets nominated. Gangs of New York, his performance in that is just wow, he is so good.
In honor of Priest Fallon. That's a wound.
Man, he's so good. His fake crying.
And I want you to punish the person who's responsible for murdering this poor little rabbit.
And he does that fake crying thing with it. Oh, he's so good. Movie of the week, Gangs of New York from 2002, directed by Martin Scorsese. That's it for this episode, guys. Thanks for joining me. Remember to follow me on Instagram, Popcorn and Chaos Pod. Um, you can listen to the episodes on YouTube or on Spotify. And hey, share me, like me, subscribe me, do all the things to me. Next episode, we are going to be doing another popcorn pick list. I'm going to keep the horror thing going, and I'm doing my top 5 early 2000 horror movies. So this has to be between 2000 and 2009. We're going to do top 5, and we're going to have fun doing it. So until next time, keep watching movies, keep listening to podcasts. See you next time.